Hey gang, welcome back to West Houston Presents. Well, 35 years ago, the greater metropolitan area was a hotbed of musical activity. Jazz, songwriters, rock, blues, and soul bands, every form of music, every night of the week. Well, I met Roast Beef Joe Samuels during these days, and we've been friends ever since. When it comes to soul, blues, organ playing, he's one of the very best. Today, backed by the excellent group Mean Blue Spirit, we're proud to present my buddy, Roast Beef Joe.
2, 3, 4. My baby called the train. Oh, that done me wrong. Oh, my baby called the train. Oh, that done me wrong. Know that I love her so, and she do me wrong. Oh, who's been talking? Everything that I do. Who's been talking, baby? Yeah, everything that I do. You my baby, yeah, that I hate to lose. My baby caught the train. Oh, that done me wrong. Oh, my baby caught the train. Oh, that done me wrong. Know that I love her so, and she do me wrong.
That is rock solid and excellent. Roast Beef Joe. So good to have you on, buddy. And let me introduce the rest of this really top flight band you have with you today. Playing the drums is Mike Jones. And top-notch stuff, buddy. It sounds great. On the bass, Mr. Tom Cavanaugh. Playing the trumpet is Artie Richmond, and of course, our musical director and many-time visitor to West Houston Presents, Mr. D. Harris. Joe, it's been a long time, buddy. 10 years I've been trying to get you onto the show. Now, let me get right into a little Roast Beef Joe bio here. You were born in the area, right, Joe?
Yes, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yep. So you're basically a Long Island guy, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island.
Yeah.
And when you were first getting into music, was there a musical atmosphere around the house? I mean, you know, your folks, your brothers, did everybody, or were you a loner?
Well, we all took lessons. You know, I started on the accordion, and then we got a piano when I was 12, and I switched over to the piano.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Now, when you were, you know, starting out, who were your inspirations on the piano and the organ?
Well, Booker T and the
Booker T.
MGs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, you know, Al Green had a great organ player. I think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
Charlie Hodges or one of those guys. You know.
Oh, he had a great tone on the organ.
And so the organ relies, it's a very, it's a tone-based thing. I know you do a lot of like chords that you just hold those chords right through that.
Yeah.
Is that, that's a classic style of playing, right?
Yeah, you know, you want to hold the notes and make it sound full and rich.
And what would you describe this style of organ playing as? Just, you know, was it kind of a soul-based?
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
R&B?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's when I first heard it all, too.
Yeah.
Terrific. And when you're out there playing, you basically are using, you know, the electronic organ now. Because
Yeah.
I know in the old days we used to have their old Krumah you used to
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
around.
And the big Leslie.
And the big Leslie. Doggone it. Things are lighter now.
Yeah.
Say, guys,
I'm getting older.
Okay, well, how about another tune, guys?
Sure.
D, what's the name of this one now?
It's a Muddy Waters tune called Stand Around Crying.
Oh, I love this tune.
Key of E. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Got me standing around crying. Oh, baby, look how you got me standing around crying. I know I don't love you, little girl, but you're always resting on my mind. Riding you around in my automobile. Oh, baby, I ain't gonna be riding you around in my automobile. You know so many men, and you're bound to get me killed. Got me standing around crying. Oh, baby, look how you got me standing around crying.
Standing around crying.
Woo! Nice backup.
All right. So, Joe, now here we are in the mid-'70s. Not right now, I mean back then. And we used to hook up all the time. You used to come down and see the WesHouston band a lot. And you turned me on to a Little Buster.
Yeah.
And we used to go down after our gigs to Mr. Hicks' place and catch you guys play. How did you meet Buster?
Well, I met him by accident. I walked into this bar on Main Street in Hempstead because I heard there was some band in there, and it was him. And the band sounded great. And I started going there every Monday night to a place called the Rusty Nail. And after a while, I started to sit in a little bit, and I just hung out with them, you know.
Wow. Now, but you know, a lot of people know that, of course, Buster was like the top dog on the R&B soul blues circuit on the island for a long time. But a lot of people don't give him enough credit that he was one of the first guys to like allow other people to come up and jam. He had an early jam. Remember, he had for years a jam night at the Right Track.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets a lot of credit for that. Now, I also would like to mention Mike Barnett, the fabulous guitar player, who also was turning me on to Buster at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You know Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, so when you eventually joined Buster and you did gigs with him for years and years, and you told me an interesting thing about rehearsing with Buster.
Well, he didn't rehearse.
Right.
We learned the songs up on the bandstand, so I was learning the songs as we were playing, you know.
So to be in Buster's band, you had to have one heck of a good ear.
Yeah, that was the main requirement.
And that was a forte of yours.
Yeah.
And he when I first heard Buster, he was heavily soul. You know, he got a little more blues as the years went on.
That's true.
And I would say that you were definitely the most important person in Buster kind of breaking out of what would be Long Island's own little Chitlin circuit.
Yes, I had a lot to do with that.
I remember one day we were down in the basement of the Right Track Inn, and you was telling them, you got to get Buster, because you knew those guys real well. And oddly enough, even though this was the mid-'70s, they were a little concerned about mixing the audiences that they felt Buster would come and bring to that, you know, basically white young crowd,
yes.
You know. But I think we all pitched in and talked him into it, and it was the beginning. And then you did a lot of like college work with Buster too, right?
We did some.
Some college work, club work, terrific. And those were good years and good music going on.
Yeah.
Give me a little update on the other members that people would know from Busters, you know, Jerry and...
Well, Jerry's living down south. I think either in North Carolina or Georgia or something like that.
Willis?
Well, Willis and Lee, they both passed away.
They both passed away. And
Yeah.
Buster too.
And Buster passed away May 11th of 2006.
Wow, so there's only a couple of you left from the original Buster band.
Yes, but there's other people around who played with him, like after I was
Later
there.
on, right, yeah.
I mean, there's people there that were there before me, too.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds fabulous today here, guys. How about another tune?
Sure.
And what's this one, D?
This is a Sun House tune that we have our own arrangement of. It's called Death Letter. Can you
Ready.
see? And Roast Beef Joe and I will kick this off. 2, 3, 4.
I got a letter this morning, how do you reckon it read? Yeah, hurry, hurry, son, yeah, the guy you love is dead. Letter this morning, how do you reckon it read? Said, hurry, hurry, son, I said, the guy you love is dead. I grabbed up my suitcase and I took on down the road. When I got there, she was laying on a cooling board. Grabbed up my suitcase and I took on down the road. When I got there, she was laying on a cooling board. burying ground. I didn't know I loved her till I began to let her down. 10,000 people standing around the burying ground. I didn't know I loved her till I began to let her down. Yeah, Artie Richmond. I got a letter this morning, how do you reckon it read? Yeah, holy song, yeah, the guy you love it, dear. Letter this morning, how do you reckon it read? Yeah. Said holy song, I said the guy you love is dead.
Man, you cats are slaying me here. Artie, holy cow, man. Sounds great. It really sounds good. Now, Joe, take me a little bit. I know that you were also in the 70s. You went to places like Gerd's Folk City, and you caught a lot of different acts. Do other instruments and other kinds of music affect what you do also?
Yeah, sure. I always liked Junior Walker and King Curtis, great saxophone, screaming sax.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of folks tell me that, even though it's not their main instrument, that you know it has a good effect on them. Now,
Yeah.
you also were telling me a good story about you were at my father's place with Buster opening for B.B. King.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me a little about that.
Well, it was a cold winter's night, and people were lined up. There were 2 shows, so we opened up for B.B. King. Then he did his show, but he must have heard about what was going on upstairs. So when we came up for the second show, he's sitting in the front in the audience along with Big Joe Turner and Doc Thomas.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Your hands must have been shaking seeing those
It's kind of
guys.
exciting that he's standing out there watching me. I've gone to many of his shows.
Wow, that must have been a thrill. Now,
Yeah.
you also used to go, as I did, when Kenny's Castaways used to be on, I think, 84th Street, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they had a lot of good blues shows. They had soul shows, right?
Yeah.
You saw Willie Dixon there?
Yeah, I spent the whole weekend there.
You did?
Saw him 3 nights in a row, and he put on a great show.
And that was when he was doing the Willie Dixon All-Stars, right? I think
I'm
so.
not sure, but he had, Carrie Bell Harrington on guitar.
Wow.
I think it was Buster Benton on guitar.
And
Carrie Bell was on harmonica.
Carrie Bell and Lafayette Leak on piano?
Lafayette on piano, yeah.
Wow, what a deal.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Willie was on the upright bass.
Oh, yeah.
Holding the whole thing together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Good time. Dee, how did you hook up with Mr. Joe here?
Years ago, don't know what year it was, but I was going to see a band in Amityville, probably in the 70s, and I don't know who it was. It might have been Buster, but maybe not. I'm not sure. And I was probably there to see some, hot guitar player or something. In those days, I was impressed with that stuff, not anymore. But
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, right. So I go to see the band, and they were walk in. They were doing some cover tune. And every guy who soloed, the guitar player, whoever else was there, 2 guitar players, they all did the solo off the record. And Joe took his solo last. And I was so impressed because he just did his own thing. He had no clue about the record or didn't care about it, or maybe you didn't know it or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. But he just improvised it, and I was so impressed with that, that he was in this band doing his own thing. And he stuck out like a sore thumb, and I was just like, who is this?
Made Joe the standout.
Yeah, it did.
Because he didn't go note for note.
Yeah, and went up to him, introduced myself to him, and told him that I was highly impressed with his playing. And then And then, you know, you just recently, I mean, you just always run into him at gigs, you know. I just want to point out, and a good shout for the Long Island musicians, that Joe recently was, a year ago, hospitalized, and all the whole crew, all the musicians came out and rallied around his bedside.
Joe did have an accident. You hurt both your legs when you're unable to walk.
Yeah,
I was there at your hospital in your rehab. In fact, I still have nightmares about scratching your back.
Scratch my back?
Yeah, don't you remember you were there? What? Could you scratch my back?
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Joe and I jammed.
That's true friendship.
Yeah, we jammed it.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah, talk
jammed
about the
it
jam,
in the
yeah.
hospital room?
Well, his brother brought a keyboard in.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in
remember
the
you
bed.
had
I put it on a
keyboard.
table,
Yeah.
of course, and
I brought a guitar, and we jammed for a good 2.5 hours, maybe, or 2
Yeah.
hours.
You got to keep in shape no matter where you are.
yeah.
Terrific. How about another
Sure.
tune? What's this one, D?
This is going to be St. James Infirmary, and we're going to send this out to Luke Alvino, who passed away in 2005, and he was the front man for the Mean Blue Spirit, a good friend of Roast Beef Joe's.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he start on the solo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
St. James Infirmary. So my baby there, I was sit down on a long white table, so cold, so sweet, so fair. When I die, bury me down, straight let you box bang, shoot double-breasted. Put a $20 gold piece down on my watch hand, so the board know that I died standing fast. Let her go, yeah, let her go, God please bless her. Wherever she may be, I can say you'll find a sweet man like me. Go.
Shaking my liver quiver. How about playing us out with one?
1, 2, 3,